Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Truth Giver, and today we are doing more research on the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. We are at Search Encyclopedia Ask, and when you go to Deepwater Horizon oil spill, it comes up with this page that was modified today, January 29, 2011, and it is a full understanding of everything from 2010 up through today. It's a huge page, and it gives you well over 400 links to verify. As you can see right here, it says 405. These are issues, people who have covered the site, different web pages, different news companies, New York Times, so on and so forth. This is not a this has got stuff like the Associated Press, and we're not talking about blog pages. We are talking about newspapers and different media outlets. People like Schwarzenegger, Governor Schwarzenegger, and different scientists, people in different fields. So it should be pretty darn accurate. The Guardian and so forth. Scott Goldberg, Suzanne, who I've looked up before, Mike Seigel, I've looked them up before. But what we're going to do is we're just going to scroll up here again and show you that it's a Deepwater Horizon oil spill. You can see it there on the top. And this is a table of contents right here. And what I would like to discuss today is what I call absolutely the most important two items. It's going to be a two-part segment. Each one is going to be its own segment. One's going to be on the oil on the seafloor, and the next one's going to be on the underwater plumes. So we're going to click on what's called 2.5. That is the oil on the seafloor. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this camera over here so I can read, and y'all can just hear me, and you can do the research yourself. I don't really want people to assume that, my name's the Truth Giver. I'm all about the truth. I am, and I respect that some people are going to do that, but I also respect people who take time out of their lives to go ahead and research it themselves, to not assume that someone else is going to give them everything that they need to be fulfilled in a true understanding of a set of events or occurrences. On September 10th, Samantha Joy, she is a professor, by the way, at the Department of Marine Sciences. She goes to the University of Georgia. You can research her. She does pop up. Her credentials are out there. She was on a research vessel in September 2010 in the Gulf of Mexico, announced to her team findings of a substantial layer of oily sediment stretching for dozens of miles in all directions, suggesting that a lot of the oil did not evaporate or dissipate the way that it was supposed to, but may have done what we feared, settle to the sea floor. She described seeing the layers of oily material covering the bottom of the sea floor, in some places more than 2 inches thick, atop of normal sediment. Now, this oily, sheeny sediment on the floor of this Gulf of Mexico contained deep amounts of dead shrimp and other organisms. Now, at this point, she makes a speculation. This was back in September of 2010. She speculates that the source may be organisms that have broken down the spilled oil and exaggerated an oily mucus that sinks to the ocean floor, taking with it oil droplets that stick to the mucus of the dead animals. Now, we're going to fast forward in time here to 2011. We have to chemically fingerprint the oil and link it to the Deepwater Horizon. But the sheer coverage here is leading us to all come to a conclusion that the sediment from the oil spill probably has to come from the oil well. January of 2011, the USF researchers found layers of oil near and around the original wellhead site that were up to 5 times thicker than recorded by the teams in September and the teams in August of 2010. 5 times thicker than 2 inches. That's almost a foot, folks. Almost a foot of sediment on the sea floor around the original wellhead area. Do you understand the complex amount of damage that's going to cause? Maybe it takes 6 weeks, 6 months. Maybe it takes 6 years. Maybe it takes 10 or 12. The fact is, Mother Nature can't eradicate that kind of stuff. We have to be sucking it off the floor with a vacuum, and if they don't get on top of it, it's going to do nothing but continue to destroy our ecosystem. But I don't want to get off on a rant tangent just yet. David Hollander remarked, "Oil is present on the sea floor. It did not diminish with time. It has only grown exponentially over time. The layer is distributed quite evenly and very widely, radiating away from and far away from the wellhead." Now, my question is this. What do they think we are, jack wagons? I know I'm not the only one out there doing the research. I know I'm not the only one out there putting the message out. Do they think they're going to be able to hide? Did they think that using a chemical corrects it that would attach to the molecules of the oil? Because oil is supposed to float. You add Corexit to it. It breaks it down into smaller molecules, allowing it to sink, which it was supposed to be buoyant and not totally sink, but apparently it's definitely sinking according to the University of Georgia and according to the USF. Now, I want to know this. All the hollering and the screaming from the environmental groups, from the EPA, during 2010 while it was going on. Where are you now? What's going on with you? Who paid you off? Are you afraid? What are you afraid of? You think that money is the object? You think that your job is more important? What good is a job or a mountain of money if your kids or their kids starve? Or their kids' grandkids cease to exist as a civilization because the planet can't sustain them anymore? The Gulf of Mexico is our lifeblood. It's like your blood in your body. It's what keeps this planet moving and growing. And without it, we die. Now, I'm not afraid of death. But I sure would like my son to live on this beautiful planet. And I want his kids to live on this beautiful planet. I'd like to see many, many more generations of life. I'd like to see evolution. I'd like to see them evolve spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. See, every generation of life is supposed to be better than the next. And it seems like for the last few generations we've gotten worse. Oh yeah, they'll tell you we're better because we have technology. But what is that technology? At this point, the only thing I've seen that technology is doing for us, I'm able to get this message out using it. I'm able to research and find the truth with a lot of work. Yeah, this page, I didn't find this page and these people on this page in one click. Yeah, I worked my butt off sifting through what I call disinformation, looking for facts. Took me a long time, but I found it. Here it is. Now, you guys have the opportunity to just click and go. Go to Ask, Deepwater Horizon oil spill. It's right there. The whole page. Read it yourself. Don't take my word for it. I don't want you to. I'm going to stop here on that because this segment was only on the oil on the seafloor, and I'm kind of going off on it. Understand that the National Wildlife Federation is mentioned in here. The Secretary of Interior, Ken Salazar, is mentioned in here. The Homeland Security, Janet Napolitano, is mentioned in here. There's a lot of people from high up, all of which have fat pocketbooks getting rich off the broken backs of us poor folks. They don't care about our ecosystem. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. You got all these riots going on right now all over the world. Egypt's one of them right now. It's gone crazy in Egypt. I'm going to do a segment on that too, with live feed video. I'm working on that. Do they really think that it won't boil over to the U.S. or other countries? We are a country of what's called a sleeping giant. You make us mad, and we will fix things. We're also complacent. We're submissive. But you break that wall down, you break that barrier down, and you let out a Tasmanian devil. And God forbid that happens. Violence is not the way, folks. But through our voices, through our unified desire, we can make a difference. So with that, I'm going to say, may the Creator have mercy on us. May He guide us. May He help us to grow and seek understanding. May He make us strong and our voices loud. And may the truth be heard. May all of us put our differences aside, look to each other as brothers and sisters. We all live on the same planet. We're all neighbors. We're all part of the same lifeblood. Our thoughts and our ways may be different, but we are one. This is our planet, and the governing authorities are there to govern the governed correctly. So let's hold them to it.